Hola. This, I think, is what you need done. I don't know. But it's number 9 on a CUDA Math Algebra 2, Graphing Rational Functions that I found, so this is what you're going to get. So the first thing you always want to do with rational functions is factor them. Factor the parts. So this 3x squared minus 12x, because it doesn't have a constant and they both have an x, that should be a clue that you want a, you would like a, sorry, my brain is really done. Oh, a GCF. 3x. So you pull a 3x out of there, and you're going to have an x minus 4 left. And that is going to be your numerator, and then your denominator, because it's a quadratic trinomial, 1, 2, 3 terms, and it's a quadratic, is going to factor into 2 binomials. So it's going to be x minus 3. You'll be able to see this in that. And x plus 1. And the reason it's x minus 3, remember you need factors of the constant that add up to the middle term. So minus 3 plus 1 will multiply to a negative 3 and add together to a 1. So we can just kind of pretend that there is a line in between these and like these are a fraction. So nothing simplifies. Tough luck, man. Nothing simplifies. Whoa. I just want to move this. So then you need to start thinking about, well, how are these factors going to affect the shape of this graph? Because that's the crazy thing, right? I don't know why this is like the size of a Word document, but I need to do some work. So you always need to know what values are going to make your denominator undefined. So set the denominator equal to 0. Since nothing cancels out, I remember you guys struggled with this last year. Since nothing cancels out, you're just going to do x minus 3 equals 0. So x equals 3 is one of them. And then if you have x plus 1 equals 0, oops, not negative, then you're going to have x equals negative 1 as the other constraint on your denominator. So these are the constraints on your denominator, on your on the domain. So these are values that x cannot actually equal. And they are going to be vertical asymptotes. Okay, so you would go to your little graph, and I'm just going to go ahead and show you the answer. But these will be the vertical asymptotes. So you're going to find where x is equal to 3, put a dotted line, find where x is equal to negative 1, put a dotted line. And then you want to think about any horizontal asymptotes. And those come from the relationship of the degree of the numerator and denominator. So numerator. So since the degree is the same, your horizontal asymptote will be a ratio of the leading coefficients. So in this case, it will be y equals a 3 over 1, which is just y equals 3. And that comes from these, right? So the 3 comes from the numerator, the 1 comes from the denominator. Okay, so this is what the graph should look like. And you can see right here is that first vertical asymptote of x equals negative 1, and the second asymptote of x equals 3. So anytime you have values in your denominator, you need to set them equal to 0. And if those values come from factors that do not cancel out with the numerator, then they are vertical asymptotes. If it had canceled out, they'd be wholes. Okay? And then horizontal asymptotes, you look at the degree. So we said since our degree is the same, we look at the ratio of the leading coefficients. So this is where y equals 3. So my horizontal asymptote is this y equals 3. Okay, so these two, obviously this middle piece goes right through it, but these other two pieces do not. And cannot cross that y equals 3. And then I'm not super sure what your teacher wants you to do as far as finding the other points. Every teacher I've ever dealt with was just like, and then you put in your calculator and look at the table of values. But, you know, otherwise, put in a couple points, like pick x equals 0, pick x equals 1, x equals 2, find what the values of the points are, and draw this thing. Pick some values on the left-hand side as x inputs, right? A -2, a -3, a -4. You'll get an idea of the shape. And same thing here, okay? And then as far as the horizontal asymptote, the other two rules are if the degree of the numerator is greater than the degree of the denominator, there is not a horizontal if the degree of the numerator is less than the degree of the denominator, then your horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. What else? I can do an example with a hole really quickly just so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so this is the solution because you don't need to see me graph all this stuff. Well, let's just talk about how they got it. So this is the other thing you guys really seemed to struggle with last year is that holes and vertical asymptotes are your points of discontinuity. Okay? Discontinuity, discontinuous. If from left to right there's any gaps, those are your points of discontinuity, and they have to be either vertical asymptotes or holes. Okay? So it's all about left to right. Does this continue without any breaks? So, shoot, I'm running out of time. You can factor this guy up top, which I'm going to do. So looking at this numerator, I was like, ew, it's got a leading coefficient. And then I realized that they're all divisible by 2. So I'm going to pull a 2 out first, and I will have x squared, which I don't know the shortcut key on a Mac for squared. So x squared plus 5x plus 6. And then your denominator, your numerator is going to factor again. Your denominator, though, is going to be an x plus 1 times an x plus 2. So then I hope you really enjoy that. I'm going to just like throw an equal sign up here because I can't deal. Oh, and I got a period. Great. So 2 times x plus 3, x plus 2. So the 3 and the 2 here come from 3 times 2 equaling the 6 at the end, and 3 plus 2 adding up to the 5 in the middle. Okay? Which is why we want life without a leading coefficient, because then it's super easy. Just bringing over my denominator. Okay. So I really have no way on here. I guess I could insert a line. Boop. Those guys cancel out. So you are just left with, now I need to insert another line because it's driving me crazy. This doesn't have a fraction bar. Okay. I mean, this is all a fraction, but the x plus 2 over x plus 2 cancels out. Please remember it's all or nothing with rational functions. You cannot just cancel out like the x's here because x plus 3 is one term. Well, it's not one term, but it's one quantity. So it's the whole x plus 3 or none of it. If there's addition and subtraction, it is all or nothing. Okay? So we are just left with the 2 times x plus 3 over x plus 1. So here are the things that happen because of this, because of the fact that this cancels out. 2 will still make the original denominator equal 0. I'm sorry, not a 2, but a negative 2. If I take that x plus 2, set it equal to 0, that's where this negative 2 comes from. So negative 2 is still not allowed, but it cancels out, so it kind of changes how the graph is going to look. And that's what this piece right here is. I would never have a solid circle for a hole. I'm really not sure what's happening on this website, but I would have an open circle there. And I would mark you wrong if you had a closed circle there. Okay? So you should have an open circle where there's a hole because your graph is skipping that point. It gets right up to it. It goes to like negative 1.9999999, and then it skips over it and goes to 2.11111 or 2.00001. Okay? You guys enjoying all my amazing noises I'm making? So that's where the hole comes from, is the fact that your x plus 2 canceled out, but the x plus 2 gives you this point of discontinuity at a negative 2, but since it cancels, it's a hole. Then your vertical asymptote of x equals negative 1, point of discontinuity, and that comes from this x plus 1. You set that equal to 0, you're going to get that negative 1. It did not cancel out, so since it did not cancel out, you go where x equals negative 1 and you make a vertical asymptote, because x equals negative 1 is a vertical line. And then you have a horizontal asymptote on this guy. Remember that horizontal asymptote comes from the degrees. The degrees in this are the same, so it will be a ratio of the leading coefficients. So 2 over 1, which is why it's y equals 2. You find where y equals 2 and you make a horizontal line. I don't know. I hope this helped.